Is your loved one dead or alive? And that becomes a part of their story. But again, you could become vicariously traumatized, experience compassion fatigue because you are hearing the story and basically going down the same highway with them. There's also traumatic death. It's often violent, preventable, sudden, the age of the person. But let me share with you, as someone who worked in hospice for many years, even if Dad's 90 years old and I bring in a harp and I have the right passage in the New Testament opened up and the family is around, after that person dies, the loved ones could like scream or drop to their floor and yell. And we define trauma the way we define trauma. Also, the amount of suffering that the person endured. It's very hard to read the facts or hear the story because sometimes those facts stay with us. So that's the grief that they're experiencing. They're impacted because of all these things I'm mentioning, but all these things I'm mentioning are also causing vicarious trauma because we are invited into that story. There might be multiple assaults on the same family, multiple deaths, and then what happens when there's 2 deaths at the same time in this family and they don't know who to grieve for first, or they feel like they're grieving more for the dog than they did for their spouse. And the age of the victim and the family member. Age has a lot to do with how we grieve. And with children, I must say you have to focus in on the parents to see how they're grieving, because that's usually how well the children are grieving. Children grieve from very, very young, and we have to bring them into all the rituals of life and death so they understand what life is all about. And too often they learn about this way too young and way too horrific.